Welcome to White Regis TV Film Review and Preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This week, the biographical musical drama film Song Sung Blue was released on home video. The film is an adaptation of the 2008 documentary of the same name. The film stars Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson as Mike and Claire Sardina, who perform on stage as Lightning and Thunder, a Neil Diamond tribute band. So the film opened at the end of last year, beginning of this year, because it was part of the award season cycle, so December to January, when all the award stuff usually either comes out or kicks into high gear. And the film received positive reviews from critics, and Kate Hudson's performance was Oscar nominated, as well as nominations at the BAFTAs and the Golden Globes. So I watched the film for the first time this week, and I thought, the film actually does, I thought, to its credit, place a great deal of emphasis on the fun of the performances of the Neil Diamond songs, and there's a lot of emphasis on the fact that Sweet Caroline is his most famous song, but there's also Hugh Jackman's character wanting to highlight lesser known songs like Suleiman. But I thought that despite Hudson being Oscar nominated for her performance was maybe only the third or fourth strongest performance of the film, definitely behind Hugh Jackman and Ella Anderson, who plays her daughter. So, yeah. I also thought that the film's adherence to real-life events didn't really work on a storytelling level, because if you look it up, a lot of what happened in the film happened real life, and there's a certain part of the film, there's a certain event in the film where the tone of the film just completely shifts drastically about halfway through, and it's like it sort of comes out of nowhere, and doesn't really work on a narrative or pacing level. But it's like it actually happened in real life, so you're just kind of like, how am I supposed to criticize that when it happened in real life? To happen to this person in real life. So, I gave the film 3 stars out of 5. Song Sung Blue is available now on home video. Also released on home video this week was Marty Supreme, a biographical sports comedy drama directed by Josh Safdie. The film stars Timothy Chalamet as Marty Mauser, a table tennis player who will do and say anything on his quest to become world champion. Chalamet's character Mauser is loosely based on a real person named Marty Reisman, as the film takes inspiration from Reisman's memoir. The film doesn't, there's no credit anywhere that says, the film is an adaptation of Reisman's memoir, but the writers got inspired to make the film after reading the memoir. The film also stars Odessa Azion as Mauser's childhood friend who's having an affair with, and Gwyneth Paltrow as a sort of washed-up 30s Hollywood starlet who he also has an affair with. So. A lot of horizontal cha-cha. The film was a box office success and was a massive success with critics, making many best of the year lists from 2025, even though it wasn't out yet due to being part of the award season. So a lot of critics who saw it in 2025, who's put on their best of the year list, was because they saw it in 2025 and it was part of the Oscars award season. So that's how that complicated thing works. It also picked up major awards ceremony nominations at the Golden Globes, BAFTAs and Oscars, including Best Director, Best Picture and Best Actor for Chalamet, his 3rd Oscar nomination, and he was nominated last year as well for A Complete Unknown. So escalating the quality of his career with the 3 Oscar nominations. So I watched the film for the first time this week, and I thought, honestly, the film is all over the place tonally. The main character is a compulsive liar and narcissist who looks like a high schooler with a starter stash, even though, the character's 23. And I've been told you're not supposed to like the character, and that his redemption sort of comes at the end of the film. But I just found that revolving a film around a repugnant character, especially a sports drama, was a bad idea, because he just tells everyone a different lie. He just can't stop lying to everyone. And then, you're supposed to be, and, he's getting up to some shady stuff, and you're supposed to, the film hangs on him, and you're supposed to root for him. It's like, no thanks. I also thought the writing was poor, with several scenes not making narrative sense. But I did like the 50s aesthetic and the jukebox soundtrack. I know this jukebox soundtrack did get a little bit of criticism for the anachronistic songs they used, but I thought it worked well. I liked it. Even though the music was louder than the dialogue, so... I gave the film 2.5 stars out of 5. Didn't really impress me. Marty Supreme is available now on home video. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I'll be talking about Hamnet and Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I would like to talk about Spy Family Code Y, but I don't know what's going on with HMV in regards to that. Been delayed once, and looks like it might be delayed again. So, see you next time.